times.
I would like to offer you a job as the host of our cooking show.
Are you concussed?
No. You are poised to become a TV star.
Welcome to the final show.
We're live in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome, viewers. This is Supper at 6.
That is a scene from Apple TV's Lessons in Chemistry. Set in the early 1950s, Oscar winner Brie Larson stars as Elizabeth Zott, whose dream of being a scientist is put on hold in a patriarchal society.
When Elizabeth finds herself fired from her lab, she accepts a job as a TV host on a cooking show and sets out to teach a nation of overlooked housewives and the men who are suddenly listening a lot more than recipes. Brie Larson, great to have you on here in Canada. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
We're good. We're good. First off, you executive produced the series alongside Jason Bateman. Can you tell us why you wanted to bring this beloved bestseller to the screen?
Oh, Elizabeth Zott is just one of the great literary characters of our time, and it was an honor of a lifetime to be able to portray her, and I just couldn't think of a better way to do it than to be with it from the beginning, and that's what being a producer allows.
Brie, was it hard getting in her head because there's so much going on with Elizabeth?
Yeah, I mean, luckily, you know, I had years of developing the project, so that allowed me a lot of different opportunities and times to really get inside of her. I'd say the biggest challenge was just grappling with the science aspect of it, just because her level of understanding and knowledge would take me a lifetime to be able to understand. So I had to try my best to talk with as many scientists as I could and really get into the specifics of what a life would be like for somebody like her. Like, what is the day-to-day of being a scientist? What does that feel like? What does that look like? How does that shape you? And that was kind of just the main starting point.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because you mentioned that because we were wondering just how much did you learn about cooking and how much did you learn about chemistry while making this series?
I had a lot of chemistry that I needed to learn. Cooking, I'm very comfortable with, and I do every day of my life. So that part was not so, that's very comforting and like home to me. But talking about purines and pyrimidines is very foreign to me. And so that took some time to be able to understand what I was saying and then to be able to just quite simply remember what I was saying.
I know. I mean, the terminology itself. I'm watching this, you play this character, and I can't even, like, there are scripts, and then there's this script, and it's like another language.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to act like it wasn't hard because I did find it hard. And I'm actually very good at memorizing, and I'm used to things like, you know, when you do Marvel movies, you talk about strange things that you have to learn all kinds of new things. But for some reason, this science stuff really stumped me sometimes. I mean, I would get so down on myself and so frustrated sometimes, and it took me a little bit of perspective and time to realize that I was just being too hard on myself because everybody else on set was like, this is an impossible task. Like, and I also felt like our writers kept upping it every time. They're like, okay, well, Brie got through that one. Like, let's try and make it harder this time just to see where my limit was. And so it was a fun little game that I will always win at.
All right, love it. Listen, before we go, we are all huge fans of dogs here on the morning show. So we got to ask about this dog named 630. Much of the book is told through the dog's perspective. How did you make that work for this series?
Well, luckily we had a great dog actor named Gus, and a lot of it was built around his capabilities and trying to discover how expressive can this dog's face be. We had decided early on we weren't going to make the dog talk like it was in the book. I mean, the dog didn't actually talk in the book, it's just you're in his internal world, and so it feels like he is. So we made the choice to actually craft an episode that is around him and his point of view, and that's a way of honoring the incredible writing and choice that Bonnie made while also keeping it in line with the rest of the tone of the show.
Well, Lessons in Chemistry is streaming now on Apple TV+. Brie, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you very much. Thanks.